Morning, everyone. It's February 11th. Here is your morning news rundown. As always, this is going to be about 4 or 5 minutes in length. We're going to run through all the news you missed overnight. There was a lot, actually. To all those who have become paid subscribers to my channel already, thank you so much for supporting my work and supporting me on this journey towards becoming a full-time journalist. If you want to support my work, the easiest way to do so, click the button below and become a paid subscriber today for some exclusive perks as well. So with that, let's jump right into it. Alarm bells are going off around the country of a looming constitutional crisis. And I cannot really overstate this. Overnight, Elon Musk once again called for the impeachment and removal of federal judges he did not agree with, essentially those who ruled against Doge in the Trump administration. Donald Trump, in a press conference in the Oval Office while signing a number of executive orders late last night, railed against similar judges who rule against his administration's efforts. This comes after J.D. Vance, the vice president, essentially tweeted out, laying the groundwork for the administration to overrule or disregard a federal judge's ruling, which would cause a constitutional crisis. Now, yesterday, we saw a judge in Rhode Island issue a significant order saying that the Trump administration has already disregarded one of his rulings concerning the federal assistance freeze. And yet, instead of complying with that order, late last night, the Trump administration filed an emergency appeal with the First Circuit in an attempt to try to get that Rhode Island judge's decision overturned. So, significant stuff coming out of the Trump administration right now. It's worth monitoring very closely because this could be a significant story over the next several years. Now, in addition, there was a plane crash in Scottsdale, Arizona yesterday. I reported on that last night. We now have confirmation that one person was killed tragically. A number of other people were injured. One of the planes that actually skidded off the runway, it was two private planes. One plane landed, skidded off the runway into another. The plane that landed and crashed into the other plane was owned by Motley Crue's Vince Neil. He was not on there, but according to reports, his girlfriend and a friend were on there. There were a total of, I believe, 5 people on the plane. One person passed away. 2 people are in critical condition. So please join me in saying a prayer for their quick and speedy recovery. In addition, this morning, Elon Musk is now calling for a possible Doge audit of the United States Federal Reserve. Now, the Federal Reserve is not necessarily an executive branch agency. It's an independent agency. It is not under the purview of Donald Trump. The Federal Reserve decides things like interest rates in America, whether or not to drop interest rates as a result of inflation. The Federal Reserve's job is to keep inflation under control. Now, Musk is warning of a possible audit, Doge audit of the Federal Reserve. That would be unprecedented. In addition, the Justice Department dropped the ongoing indictment against New York City Mayor Eric Adams for bribery. Now, this was a historic decision. Emil Bove, who is one of the top Justice Department attorneys under Trump, who was actually Trump's personal attorney in the New York criminal case, sent a letter to the Southern District of New York notifying them that they must drop the pending indictment against Eric Adams without prejudice, which means that it can be refiled. And the reasoning they gave for that was not because Eric Adams was innocent, but because they want him to be able to focus on essentially assisting the administration in its mass deportation policies. The United Kingdom, according to a minister, has announced that it is ready to work with Donald Trump to find solutions on tariffs. If you recall, yesterday, Trump imposed 25% tariffs on aluminum and steel. No exemptions. We don't know when they're going to take effect just yet, but the United Kingdom is willing to work with the Trump administration on tariffs and the future of tariffs. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is trying to troll the public. He changed the name of a Fort Liberty to Fort Bragg again, but he did not essentially name Fort Bragg after the conservative general. He did it after Roland L. Bragg, a World War II veteran. So in any event, he is trying to troll the public by trying to make us believe that they renamed a military base after a Confederate general, but they didn't do that. They just picked another Bragg and named it after that. This is going to cost millions of dollars to rename, by the way. So much for government efficiency. So that's all the news right now. There's a lot of news. It's going to be a very busy day. I will provide you updates, and I will be back in the evening with an evening news rundown. So stay tuned.